Hello everyone, welcome to today's online class. So last class we have discussed the story The Lost Child from the book Moments. So we are continuing where we have stopped. Okay, so the boy lost among the crowd and he was searching for the parents. Okay, a full deep cry rose within his dry throat, and with a sudden jerk of his body, he ran from where he stood, crying in real fear, "Mother, father!" So the boy understood he lost his parents. He couldn't see. So what happened there? Suddenly a cry came out of his throat and he started crying loudly, calling mother and father. Tears rolled down from his eyes, hot and fierce. His flushed face was convulsed with fear, convulsed with violent shake. So hot and fierce means in violent. So the his eyes swelled with water and is flowing down. He couldn't control his cry, so he is crying loudly. Panic stricken, he ran to one side first and then to other, hither and thither, in all directions, knowing not where to go. "Mother, father," he wailed. Hither and thither means here and there. Wailed means to cry out loudly, cry out loudly. So the boy couldn't understand what to do. He lost his parents. So what he has done, he is crying loudly and running here and there in search of his parents. His yellow turban came untied and his clothes became muddy. So turban, what is turban? Turban is a type of cloth. It's a shawl type cloth. It is used to cover the head. You can see the sick people use it to tie it. In this first picture, you can see on the boy's head, it is there. So that was untied and fell down. He was running here and there, search of parents. So it was untied and fell down. And he fell down here and there. So the dress become, his clothes become muddy. Having run to and fro in a rage of running for a while, he stood defeated, his cries suppressed into sobs. A little distance on the green grass, he could see through his filmy eyes men and women talking. So, rage means angry. The anger, sob. What is sob? Slow cry. So, first he was crying loudly. Now his cry suppressed and he was crying in a slow manner. Sob means crying in a low manner, low sound. He defeated there. He was crying loudly in search of her parents. He ran here and there. After that, the cries changed to sober. Then filmy eyes means he couldn't teared eyes, tearful eyes. Tears are running out of the eyes, so he couldn't see whatever the scene in front of him. So it is filmy eyes. It's mentioned there. So he ran here and there. Finally, he stayed there defeated. He couldn't control his cry, but even though he was crying in a voice, and he was looking there in the grass, what he has seen a lot of men and women standing there. They are talking. You can see in this picture, a lot of people are standing there. He tried to look intently among the parts of bright yellow clothes, but there was no sign of his father and mother among these people, who seemed to laugh and talk just for the sake of laughing and talking. So intently, carefully. So he looked through carefully. He looked among that bright patches, that is dresses, that is colorful dresses, yellow clothes. He looked there, but there was no sign of his parents. He could see. He thought they are men are talking and laughing there. They are laughing and talking. He thought that they are doing it for the sake of laughing and talking. That is simply doing it. He was not in that condition to laugh and talk. He was searching for his parents. He was crying there, but he thought they also doing it for simply. He ran quickly again, this time to a shrine, to which people seemed to be crowding. Shrine means a temple. Shrine. It means a temple. So now the boy went to a temple where people are crowding. The people are going to get inside that temple is crowding there. All the people are crowding in front of it. Every little inch of space here was congested with men, but he ran through people's legs, his little sob lingering, mother, father, congested, full of. So every inch of that space it is congested, full of people are there with men and women. They are there, they are walking. They are walking there, and he was running. Every inch is covered with the men. He was running in between the legs of that the people. So he was lingering, still he was crying, mother, father. He was crying his father and mother, calling, and he was walking, running in between the people. Near the entrance to the temple, however, the crowd became very thick. Men jostled each other. Jostled means pushing each other, push each other, jostled each other. Heavy men with flashing murderous eyes and hefty shoulders. Hefty means large and heavy. So what happens there is people are very crowded there. This heavy men are there. It became very thick there. Crowd became very thick. So he could not move in between that. So he was feeling that they all are very strong and cruel people, like that he was feeling. He couldn't move in between that. That's the main problem, because he was scared about the people. He was scared there. He was fearful. He scared among the people. The poor child struggled into thrust a way between their feet, but knocked to and fro by their brutal movements. He might have been trampled underfoot had he not shrieked at the highest pitch of his voice, "Father, mother!" A man in the surging crowd heard cry, and stooping with great difficulty lifted him up in his arms. Thrust means push, knocked, hit, brutal, harsh and rough, trampled, crushed. Surging means powerful. Then stooping. Stooping means bend forward. Stoop means bend forward. Bending forward. That is stooping. So what happened there? He was struggled to move forward. So he wanted to push forward, but it was struggling, and he was hitting in between the people, and he was crying, shrieking means cry loudly. He cried very loud in a powerful voice. Otherwise, the people will knock him down, the people will jump over him, the people will walk over him. The man saw him and took him up. "How did you get here, child? Whose baby are you?" the man asked as he steered clear of the mass. He came out of the crowd. He moved out of that crowd. So the man who took the boy among that crowd asked him, "Whose baby are you? How did you get here?" The child wept. Okay, remember, the child was crying loudly because he lost his parents. Then the child wept more bitterly than ever now and only cried, "I want my mother, I want my father." Here he was crying more and more bitterly, means more intensely, more loudly. The cry became more deep because somebody hold him. But even though that is also not his father or mother, so he was crying for his father and mother. The man tried to soothe means relax or comfort him by taking him to the roundabout. Soothe, relax or comfort. So we know that roundabout. The last time when he lost his parents, it is near the roundabout. When he came there, he lost the parents. "Will you have a ride on the horse?" he gently asked as he approached the ring. The child's throat tore into 1,000 shrill sobs, and he only shouted, "I want my mother, I want my father." So the boy wanted to, first time he wanted to go there. He going to ask boldly to his parents, "I want a ride on that." He asked it, then he turned back, he lost his parents. From there onwards he was crying. Now a man took him among the crowd and asked him, "Do you want to get a ride on that?" The boy was crying and saying, "No, I want my mother, I want my father." So first time he wanted to get a ride there. He was looking there only he lost his parents. But now when I get a chance, he was crying there, "I want my mother, I want my father." He didn't want to get a ride on that Roundabout. He didn't like that one. So first he liked it, but now he doesn't like. He liked it only his parents. The man headed towards the place where the snake charmer still played on the flute to the swaying cobra. So we remember. So before he came to Roundabout, he was seeing a flute, the snake charmer with his flute. So they both went to there. Listen to that nice music, child. He pleaded. Pleaded means requested. But the child shut his ears with his fingers and shouted his double pitched strain. Double pitched strain means a usage of a lot of force. I want my mother. I want my father. So this man asked him, do you want to listen that nice music? What he did, he closed his ear with the fingers and said, I want my mother, I want my father. Earlier he liked to listen that music, flute music, but now he wanted his parents because he lost them. The man took him near the balloons, thinking the bright colors of the balloons would distract the child's attention and quieten him. So remember, he liked to get that balloons earlier when he was with his parents. So the man thought, if I take him near the balloons, that colorful balloons may quieten him. That means it will keep him quiet. He may stop crying. Would you like a rainbow colored balloon? Would you like a rainbow colored balloon? He asked. He persuasively means in a manner intended to convince. He wanted to convince him. Do you want to get it? Then the child turned his eyes from the flying balloons and just sobbed, I want my mother, I want my father. But the boy turned his eyes from the balloons. He doesn't want that balloons. Now he only wants his parents. The man, still trying to make the child happy, bore him to a gate. Bore means carried, where the flower seller sat. So he wanted to, again the man take him to the near that gate where the boy was. First he saw the flowers. Look, can you smell those nice flowers, child? Would you like a garland to put around your neck? He asked the child, do you want a garland to put around your neck? Do you want to smell that flowers? The child turned his nose away from the basket and reiterated his sob. I want my mother, I want my father. Reiterated means repeated again. So the boy doesn't like to get a garland. First he wanted to get the garland when he was with his parents. Thinking to humor his disconsolate charge by a gift of sweets, the man took him to the counter of the sweet shop. Humor means here to make him laugh. Disconsolate, very unhappy and unable to be comforted. Charge here means that child, the boy. Charge means the boy. A person or thing entrusted to the care of someone. Who is that person carrying someone? It's a child. The charge here means child only. So again the person wanted to make the child laugh, and so what he did, he took the boy to the sweet shop. Then what happened there? He wanted to get there. He asked, what sweets would you like, child? He asked there. First he liked that sweets. He wanted to get the sweet. We know that all. We read that one. What sweets would you like, child? He asked. The child turned his face from the sweet shop and only sobbed, I want my mother, I want my father. So when the man asked, what sweet do you want? The boy doesn't want any sweet. What he wants only his father and mother. He lost his parents among the crowd. Now the boy was unable to go home because he doesn't know what to do, where to search. He lost his parents. Now he doesn't want anything. Whatever the man asked to soothe him, to make him comfort, he doesn't want anything. These all things the boy was wanted earlier. So now the boy doesn't want these all things. So this is the story we are stopping here. So the what's a writer giving a chance for the reader to think what will be the climax of the story, whether the man or find out the parents of that child, or he lost the child, lost the parents completely. It can be what's a thing by the, or we can use we can think like that. Whatever it happens, we don't know, so we can think it. Okay, thank you for watching. Take care. Bye.